wanna play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stand from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep on the scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
Welcome back, fellow warriors, to the stage of history. My name is Tetsuo Jazz, and today we're going to be checking out Magneto versus Tetsuo, Marvel versus Akira. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I started doing death battle reactions, and the first one I did worked just fine. And then I did another one, and it immediately got blocked. And then I tried to do another one, and it got blocked again. And I don't know why that happened, because I see other people doing the reactions too, and they don't get blocked or anything. So maybe if you guys can tell me if this video goes out and everything, why that might happen. If I have to do some kind of sign-up thing or something like that, I don't know. I've been kind of looking into it, but nothing's going to come up. So any help would be appreciated on not getting blocked, because I do want to keep doing these. Especially since I really want to do like a little game with these. If I win, of course, I get my counter up and stuff, whatever. But if I lose, I might do a little punishment thing for you guys, whatever. But hopefully this one doesn't get blocked. Knock on wood. Off tops, I'm going to go with Magneto. I don't know too much about Akira outside of the little anime movie thing I saw. So maybe I'll see something in here that's going to be like, oh, well, Tetsuo can do this, and blah, 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 and so forth. But we'll see as we go. All right, let's check this out, shall we?
Magneto, Marvel's mutant master of magnetism.
Tetsuo Shima, Akira's telekinetic terror of Neo-Tokyo.
These two maestros of kinesis have ignited revolution not just in their worlds, but also the very mediums they exist within.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out
Who would win a death battle?
In the short duration of modern civilization, likely no conflict tested humanity more than the Second World War. In the primary Marvel 616 universe, this fact is no different, especially to the Eisenhart family.
This is the X-Men movie.
Son.
You may know him as Magnus, Eric, or Max.
That's
but
a nice
if you
shot.
ask him,
I mean,
he'd say his
drawing.
true name is Magneto.
As a Jewish child in Nazi Germany, Magneto's early life was, well, extremely traumatic.
Even after eventually escaping certain death with his future wife, misfortune always followed wherever he went.
Thanks to his
It's like
unexpected
discrimination,
mutation
Nazis
called
wielding
the
guns.
X gene, the mark of a superhuman. After settling down in Russia with his new family, the KGB quickly found out about this quirk, so
Damn.
they burned his house down with his own daughter inside.
Naturally,
Damn.
he snapped and killed them all. I don't blame him. I'd do that too. Too bad his wife didn't get it and ditched him, though. But that's
Oh,
when
that
Magneto
sucks.
made a choice. Since humans hurt him his entire life, he'd do the same to them in the name of mutants everywhere.
At first, Magneto turned to the telepathic powerhouse Charles Xavier and his fledgling team of heroes. But his new friend wasn't thrilled with the idea of, subjugating the human race. So, Magneto formed his own team of mutants.
Oh, that was
the
clean.
Brotherhood.
Magneto can
That was a clean
telekinetically
transition.
move, bend, and reshape any metal he's aware of. Bullets, vehicles, buildings, you name it. Even himself when he manipulates his personal magnetic field for flight and energy barriers.
Magnetic kinesis is far more versatile than it would appear at first glance. The blood in your body has iron in it. The air has traces of lead and mercury. Whole mountains are lined with metallic ore. The Earth itself is surrounded by a literal magnetic field.
Damn.
So many toys for Maggie to play
Batman?
with. He can detect magnetic fields at such a huge range, he can even pinpoint Earth's magnetic rays while stranded on a planet in another galaxy. And guess what? He was able to use those rays to pull himself back to Earth in a single day.
His
Damn.
range is even more remarkable than that. Did you know that in 1820, physicist Hans Christian Ørsted discovered that electric currents, like those of electrons and protons and atoms, produce their own magnetic fields? Magneto can fine-tune his control to affect these very subatomic particles. Dummy
Damn.
here will illustrate such a particle, with positively
See, I
charged
didn't know none of
protons
this.
and negative electrons.
My life is as meaningless as an atom is small.
So what you're saying is Magneto could, like, yank one of those out?
Correct, potentially changing an atom's entire chemical makeup. However, neutrons do not have a charge, and without the ability to adjust those to accommodate the change in atomic mass, the atom would become unstable and
Finally!
do that.
Well, damn.
Magneto's violent protest against humankind clashed with Xavier's peaceful reconciliation, not unlike the ideologies taught by Malcolm X and Dr. King, by whom Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were inspired.
Of course.
Magneto would spend most of his career
Goats.
pushing Xavier away to prove his philosophies superior, which meant doing battle with Xavier's school of thought, quite literally.
And Baldy's mind powers are no joke, but thanks to Magneto's psionic repelling helmet, Professor X couldn't touch him. Magneto survived Cyclops' earth-splitting lasers, absorbed the power of the sun to battle Iron Man, ripped the adamantium skeleton out of Wolverine's body, and even taken on Hercules himself. You know, the Greek legend, Zero to Hero, the guy who held up the skies of Olympus for Atlas? That Hercules.
Seems sensible. Magneto once used the Earth's magnetic field to overwhelm the Phoenix Force, which can effortlessly destroy planets, let alone far more.
Hell, if he really wanted to, Magneto could totally just fling the Earth off its axis.
It's entirely possible he may have eventually resorted to just that. Over time, it became clear Magneto's war was doing far more harm than good for his
I didn't realize he was this
however
powerful.
well-intentioned he may have been at
But then
first.
again,
Luckily, he later
when you go
realized
enough
he was
in the
going a bit
comics,
overboard and
you'd be
began
surprised by
reevaluating
anybody.
his perspective. Good for you, Mags. It's really tough to recognize when you're the baddie.
It took time and patience not just from Magneto, but also from his peers. Yet eventually, his path was completely changed. He even became a leader for Xavier's X-Men.
But don't let his new goody two-shoes ways fool you. Whenever there's a threat to mutants, you can bet Magneto will be there to annihilate it. Forever. By any means necessary.
okay.
A world war set off over Tokyo. Over 30 years ago, a new type of bomb was set off over Tokyo, and 9 hours later began the Third World War.
Welcome to 2030, or 2019 if you're watching the anime. The buildings are taller, the motorcycles are cooler, and the future is brighter. Oh, wait, not
Listen,
really.
are you sure about
Yourself
that?
to the Capsule Gang. You'll meet Shotaro Kaneda, who's like your textbook anime Chad. Gets the ladies, beats the baddies, and cops the sweetest rigs. Man, I need to get me one of those.
Basically, that shot that's just used in so many things.
Kaneda's best friend, Tetsuo Shima. He's
Biggest head on
well,
earth.
The exact opposite. A total wimp. As a kid, Tetsuo in his college thesis forehead got bullied for being the new kid at the orphanage. That's until Big Bro Kaneda came to the rescue.
Eventually, the two went to vocational school together and formed the Capsules. But Tetsuo was never satisfied with Kaneda being the leader of the pack. Tetsuo desired more than anything to be top dog.
Oh, I can just see that monkey's paw curling in my mind. Or that kid walking down the street. Shit! Tetsuo, watch out! You're gonna...
And pretty sure he should have been dead.
Killed him.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, I remember seeing that. I was like, you are dead.
Turns out they had an under-the-table program for developing child superweapons.
In the same program that backfired and jump-started the war, Tetsuo became Japan's Esper number 41.
He may not have been a natural with bikes, baddies, or babes, but this telekinesis stuff hit different. He walked out of that hospital ward effortlessly flying, reading minds, and blending people into strawberry jelly. Tetsuo got what he wanted. Power, along with the hunger for more of it.
A hunger that used to only be satiated with drugs. And not just any gateway drug, pills so potent that a single gram of the stuff could kill you.
So, pretty bad. Kinda reminds me of college days, huh? Snow wizard.
Tetsuo's main ability
The
is his
fuck?
constantly increasing psionic energy, growing more and more powerful over time. This is due to Tetsuo's link to, quote,
Might wanna go back and
memories
talk
of the
about that,
universe,
Wiz.
end quote. It's weird.
Either way, Tetsuo leveled up from lame gangbuster to certified badass. This guy is a walking natural disaster. His telekinesis can shake the planet, easily cause earthquakes over a dozen miles below the surface. He can summon psychic barriers for defense and crush foes with friggin' gravity wells. He can dart around as a literal bolt of lightning or even teleport in an instant.
Tetsuo's
Man's
telekinesis
legit
can be
badass.
so precise he can target and obliterate specific parts of the body. He can heal severe wounds
Damn.
quickly, but even after losing a whole limb, he can craft a new one using whatever nearby materials he wants.
With
I remember
these
this. I was like,
powers,
that's
Top Dog
just
Kaneda
fucking
didn't
crazy.
matter anymore. Who needed his approval? Tetsuo tasted that good shit and he was hooked. And when he found out another Esper named Akira could deal him even more power, he rampaged through Tokyo to find him.
And this is where versions of the story differ.
Ahem. Spoilers ahoy!
You may be familiar with the 1988 animation, where Akira had been dissected for research.
Yes.
However, in the original manga, Akira is not only alive, but even more powerful.
Once that little
Really?
nuked Tokyo, Tetsuo would erect the Great Tokyo Empire with Akira and himself as its leaders. But
I wonder
he
why
ended
they
up
made that
just
change.
abusing the position for endless sex and inflating his ego.
With Kaneda's rebellion at his front door, Tetsuo took a turn for the worse. He had to fight.
Tetsuo's defeated other powerful espers, dodged light-speed lasers, and jumped to the moon faster than anyone could blink, and then punched a big
Nice.
old hole in it. And if you ask, Boomstick, wouldn't that mess up gravity on Earth? You would be
Uh-huh.
right, because it totally did. Screwed the planet, I guess. Stupid moon.
Which brings us to Tetsuo's folly. His abuse of his powers spiraled
Oh
into
yeah,
remote
this.
control.
I'm not gonna lie. When I
Unfortunately for
first saw
Kaneda's
this,
rebellion, this did
I
not
felt a
make
little
Tetsuo an
sick.
easier enemy to confront.
it was like,
The
ugh.
opposite, in fact, as Tetsuo painfully mutated into an unstoppable behemoth.
Yep, that's not totally disturbing at all.
I'm happy to say the manga's version is even more disturbing.
Oh,
I
nice.
mean, I know babies can be monsters, but that's a whole nother level.
It is pain incarnate. I can relate. Another Esper described Tetsuo's struggle as ego death, which has multiple definitions, but in this case is likely symbolic of the version attributed to drug use.
Yeah, it's described as a shedding of one's own identity, like how LSD can emulate a wild out-of-body experience, and you come back with a new perspective. Though this is maybe a little more extreme. In fact, you could say
I would think so.
Tetsuo was shedding his human body to play with the powers of a god.
I wish I could shed out of my body. But in this case,
Dark.
Tetsuo going full out of body meant becoming a mound of raw, ever-expanding energy.
Which almost nuked Tokyo all over again. And those explosions are not normal. I would know.
Top scientists in both the manga and animated versions describe these explosions as births of a new universe.
Given its properties of nuclear fusion and proton collapse, Tetsuo's mutated form was likely creating a Big Bang.
You know, the
Damn,
thing that
for
started
real?
our whole universe?
Right, in the manga, it instead ended the Espers and their abilities once and for all. A testament that humankind is unsuited to wield the powers of the divine.
Though the anime's even more trippy. Thanks to Akira and his buddies, Tetsuo got so high on ego death, he ascended time-space to become god of a new universe. Kinda worth it, right?
And yet, Kaneda kept his empire up in his honor, now as the Great Akira Empire. Ironically, in death, Tetsuo finally received the attention he so desperately craved.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Bespoke.
Once again, get your bag. You know, you do your thing and whatnot. I don't hate worth nothing. Okay. Oh man, I have learned a lot about Tetsuo. Tetsuo sounds ridiculously powerful, and almost to the point where he feels like he could kill almost anyone instantly. But I feel like there's something in Magneto's kit. I don't know what it is, but I feel like there's something in Magneto's kit that, because it seems to happen all the time when I watch Death Battles, where the other person just seems so OP that it's just like there's no way the other person could win. And then the other person wins, it's just like, because of this one thing that you didn't think about that was really important. And I'm thinking there's something I'm probably missing out of Magneto, because Magneto was ridiculously powerful too. But there's something I'm missing out of his kit, and do I want to go with Tetsuo? Tetsuo basically did the Big Bang, and how does Magneto stop that? Like, how does Magneto stop his big form? I'm trying to figure out. I feel like I'm going to regret this. But I'm going off of my super normal knowledge of Death Battles and what I just kind of said of you tend to be something that's missing. that, at least from my knowledge, that they've said that would probably help him here, and go with Magneto. I just know I'm gonna regret this. Okay, I'm going with Magneto. Here we go.
Even in Japan, they fail to recognize our
We got sprites.
superiority.
Wrong country, Grandpa! You're an Akira turf now!
Damn. Okay.
You're dead meat!
Come on, Magneto.
Impudent child!
The hell are you calling child? I make the rules around here!
Come on. Yeah, with the good stuff. Damn. Okay.
You're wasting my time.
Yeah. Tell him what it is. Let's go. Although he's gonna make another arm.
The master of magnetism.
Nice.
I'll kill you!
Ah.
Your history, scumbag!
This is going to be a pretty good fight so far. Did you just headbutt that? You got a big ass head, so but oh wow, trippy. Uh-oh. He lost the helmet. Damn. Is this the end?
I believe I've had enough tantrums to last a lifetime.
Okay, here's the big one. How does Magneto beat this? Yep, still disgusting.
Listen, welcome, I'll handle this on my own!
Looks like he lost the helmet. Can he do this?
Hurts. Help me.
Oh shit. Blood blades? I love it. Hey, yo! Okay, then. Huh.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Yo, did I? Bro, I knew it! I knew Magneto had this! I knew it! Now tell me how he had this, because I'm pretty sure there was a moment in there I was like, okay, he's dead.
Telekinesis and other
Okay, hold on, let me read this. Stronger, faster, tougher. Magnesis countered Tetsuo's offense. Magnetic senses countered Tetsuo's mobility. Inferior healing options, yes. Tetsuo could eventually grow more powerful. Which is what I was wondering. Like, because I feel like Tetsuo just seems so ridiculously OP to the point where it's just like, how does Magneto win this? Okay. Tetsuo could kill Magneto without his shield. Telekinesis has a broader range of effect, though his application was less versatile. Okay, so it's that the telekinesis has better range, but the way he uses it wasn't as effective. Okay. Overexertion risks bodily harm. far less combat and tactical experience. Well, yeah, true that. I didn't even think about taking that into consideration.
Abilities certainly gave Magneto pause, but the Master of Magnetism had greater control over his foe.
The numbers don't lie. Tetsuo cratering the moon was insane, but Magneto punched Iron Man with the force of the sun. And while Tetsuo jumped all the way to the moon, Magneto could move across galaxies.
Against Tetsuo in his human
True.
form, Magneto obviously
I didn't
held
think
a
about that.
sizable advantage in power and speed.
But stats aren't all that matters. With his precise telekinesis, Tetsuo could just target Magneto's organs. GG,
This.
right?
Yes, but Magneto had similar skills. There are very few substances on Earth that lack any metallic or magnetic component, and Magneto is very creative with his powers.
Which he could use to predict Tetsuo's teleportation and even shut down his telekinesis. And his scraps with Xavier
Okay.
prove he could handle Tetsuo's messing with his head. The biggest challenge for
Okay.
Magneto was when Tetsuo's gross mutated power came into play.
And this is the big
Especially
one.
given how the detonations from this form were compared to that of a Big Bang. Although the authenticity of that observation is questionable. In truth, the Big Bang was a sudden expansion of matter on a universal scale, whereas Tetsuo's explosions are more akin to nuclear blasts, clearly intentional given the post-war symbolism of the Akira story.
The whole creating an alternate universe bit wasn't even part of the original material, so we can't exactly call it canon.
But let's just say the comparison wasn't superfluous. Let's
Okay.
say Tetsuo did in fact cause a Big Bang capable of creating or destroying an entire universe, alternate or otherwise.
Turns out Magneto had the tools to stop that too. Helmet Head could overpower Hercules, who was strong enough to hold up the skies of Olympus, which is literally heaven and an alternate universe.
This doesn't necessarily mean Magneto could easily destroy a universe with a snap of his fingers, but it does prove he can match a similar level of power. And context is everything. Tetsuo's Big Bang eruption specifically exhibited proton collapse, meaning its atomic structure was primarily an unstable mess of neutrons and electrons. And Magneto has detected and commanded unstable electrons before. This means Magneto had every means available to take control over this Big Bang.
Damn, and I thought he could just move some metal around.
And there it
It's
is.
like the question posed by some of the greatest prophets of our time. Fucking magnets.
How do they work?
Magneto's astonishing power and intelligent control over all things Magneto.
Because I was wondering, it's like, okay, what does this have to do?
Tetsuo pushed
With,
his luck,
controlling
but
the
didn't
thing.
have metal to pull off the
There you
wheel.
go.
The winner is Magneto.
Well, I was right, but I was like this close to picking the other side. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Death Battle team, click that join button and consider becoming a member. We'd really appreciate it. Hope you like the next
All right,
one.
who's next? Next time. Oh, Hercules versus Sun Wukong. Okay, interesting. Oop. That's for something else that's going to be happening later down the line.
This
Like I said, I had Magneto from the jump, but I'm not going to lie to you. It was this close for me switching to the other side, because I just kept thinking, it's like, how is he going to stop an explosion like that? Or stop the instant kill moves that Tetsuo has? And then, as you see, there it is. It was explained in ways that I just didn't think about. Once again, it seems to be a staple when it comes to me in these death battles. It's like, if it seems that somebody is way, way, way too overpowered in the matchup in my brain, then I should probably go for the other person because there's something I'm missing. It hasn't been 100%. Don't get me wrong, but I think a majority of the time I've done this, I've been right when I've done that kind of aspect of it. But no, I thought that was a pretty good battle. Not my favorite battle, as far as like animation and stuff goes, but it still was a good battle, and I'm glad that they went with sprites in this one. But I'm very interested to see who wins with Hercules versus Sun Wukong. I'm tempted to go Sun Wukong on that one, but Hercules is ridiculously strong. We're just gonna have to see when it comes, but yeah, I'm ready for it. Let me know who you guys thought was gonna win, if you were right, or if you were wrong. and tell me your reasoning of why you thought that the other one was going to win. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And as always, take care. Deuces.